Man, in this next fight, we got an intriguing one. We got one that I'm going back and forth on this one, and I'm a little surprised where it's placed on the card, man. I mean, Ricky Simone, local to the area, you'd think that this would be one of the marquee fights on the card, but both these guys kind of been losing lately. They don't have the most fan friendly styles, so I get it in a way, but still, I mean, it is kind of buried, but man, it's two fighters, like I said, that haven't been doing the greatest recently. Ricky Simone, he was looking like a dark horse at 135. He had gotten those finishes against Rafael Sunsao, against Jack Shore, and he actually went into his fights against Yadong Song and Mario Batista, who are both now in the top 10 as the favorite. Even his last fight versus Vinicius Oliveira, he was a minus 260 favorite going into that fight. So it is intriguing now to see him as a plus 260 underdog against Javid Basharat. So that kind of just shows how much luster that three fight losing skid has taken off of Simone's name. But I am surprised the line is so wide because Javid Basharat is also coming off his first career loss. He hasn't fought in a while, and he hasn't won a fight in more than 2 years. His last two fights have been a loss and a no contest, and he hasn't been fighting the top tens of the world either. So for Simone, it's a drop down in competition, and it's probably a step up, or at least equal level competition for Basharat at a minimum. And both these guys aren't super old, with Simone being the older fighter at 32 to Basharat's 29. But, Simone is young enough where if he comes in locked in, healthy, motivated, fighting in his hometown, he's going to still look good here and be a viable fighter. It's not like he's completely washed up, but I think this fight's very likely going to be a competitive decision. I don't see a huge finishing threat from either fighter. On the feet, Ricky Simone hits harder, but he isn't anything special, and I think he's going to struggle to find clean punches on Javid. Javid is long, rangy, pretty evasive. He throws a lot of touching kicks, straight punches, but it doesn't seem like he throws with any venom a lot of the time. He doesn't have a lot of power. And if Ricky Simone just walks through those shots and throws over the top, how we saw Amin Zahabi do, I don't know if Javid is going to be able to take him down. And at that point, it's going to become a very competitive fight. And Javid is active, slick. He's evasive. He is a little hittable, but coming off that first loss, you think that maybe he's going to come in here and have a couple things fixed up. And both these guys have been pretty dominant in the wrestling department throughout their careers, especially in their wins. High volume takedown style guys where they aren't the best controlling, but they could just take you down over and over. I'd say Basharat has the much better submission threat, but both fighters have good front chokes. I mean, Ricky Simone choked out Merab Dvalishvili, but I feel like Ricky needs to take risks here, throw heavy shots, and try to just make it a brawl because he's not going to be able to match the volume or technical ability here, and he doesn't have the same weapons at range that Basharat has. But I see it being a really close decision. Ultimately, I'm going to lean with Basharat as the pick because I feel like he has slightly better volume and stand-up, but I feel like Ricky's getting disrespected on the line. I don't see how someone can be an over 3-1 favorite on Ricky Simone after just losing to Amin Zahabi. I feel like he's going to squeak out a close decision, Basharat, but all the value is on Ricky Simone here. And if he's looking good during the week, I like his vibe. He looks good at the weigh-in. Maybe I will sprinkle a little money on Ricky because I think that there's definitely value there. He's fighting at home, and this is a good matchup here.